Ronaldo to me, Ronaldo! It's one of the great Old Trafford comebacks. Astonishing!
Manchester United 3, Sheffield United 0. And that was a fairly simple game, guys. Fairly simple game. We were expected to beat them. You know, they came off a very bad result against Newcastle, 3-0 against Newcastle. We were expected to beat them. All their momentum that they had before lockdown, their good results, their positive feeling, the atmosphere that they created for themselves before lockdown, all of that is gone. So we were expected to beat them. I mean, we got players better than them. We got better players than them in every area of the pitch. So, and the boys delivered. You have to say the boys delivered. First half, before the goal, I would say that they were the much better side on the ball. They were much more composed on the ball. They were moving the ball better than us in the first half generally. And I think when the first goal went in, that was a sucker punch to them because that was against the balance of play. That was against the balance of play because Sheffield United had the ball, they were moving the ball. I think at that time they might have had more possession than us. And so that goal really, I think, was a sucker punch to them because it's against the balance of play. Very good goal, very good goal. You know, Marcus Rashford showed some sharpness there. Showed some sharpness. The way he whipped that ball in was very good. And Anthony Martial, very good finish. Very, very good finish. I think Anthony Martial's his 2 of the 3 goals. The first 2 goals, I think it was excellent goals in respects of a proper number 9. That was Anthony Martial's big critique, was that he doesn't score the tap-ins. He doesn't score the scruffy goals. He doesn't score those average box number 9 goals. And I think he showed it today that he can score those goals provided with the right service. So, yeah, let's speak about the first half. I wasn't too happy with the first half. Sheffield were better than us on the ball. They were more composed than us on the ball. They were moving the ball better than us. And so I wasn't too happy with the first half. However, we created chances. We scored and we created a numerous of chances. Marcus, let me not even go into that. But yeah, and then second half came and I was impressed with the second half. I was impressed because we took control of the game in the second half, you know. Much more better on the ball, much more composed on the ball. What I will say, guys, is that even though we won 3-0, it's a good result. In the context of top 4, it's a very good result. I think we're putting pressure on Chelsea right now. But I will say is that we still don't have a style of play. We still can't move the ball. We're still not good in possession. And these are all things that we cannot look over, guys. Because there will come a time in the season, maybe not right now because the season's almost finished, but there'll come a time next season where it's not just about individual players. It's not just about individual brilliance. You need more than individual brilliance to win football games. Because when you're coming up against a team that's resolute, a team that is sitting deep, a team that has a low block and they're very disciplined and tactically they're astute. It's not just individual brilliance. You need a system to break those teams down. And so I still don't see that. I still don't see we comfortable on the ball. I still don't see that we got patterns of play. We had no pattern of play. It's just individual brilliance. It's just individual players stepping up at the right time. And so yes, in the second half, we were much better than in the first half. We took control of the game, but there was still no passing patterns. However, let me not be negative. This result was an excellent result for us. It was a good 3-0. Let me not be negative. So second half, I was impressed with the second half. Let's go through the players. Let's go through the player ratings and the players. David De Gea, he had nothing to do. I think David gets us a 6. You know, he had nothing to do there. I think, and then at the back line, let's start with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, a 6 as well. Never really had anything to do defensively. Offensively, he made the odd run, but you know, he's not a fullback that's going to get to the byline and whip a cross in like we saw Wan-Bissaka. So I think Luke Shaw is 6, Harry Maguire is 6, Lindelof is 6. They had nothing much to do. Wan-Bissaka 7 because of his assist. Defensively, he had nothing to do, but he went to the byline a couple of times and have to give him a 7 because of that assist. It was a very good assist. He beat his fullback and he whipped in the cross. Then into the midfield, the Manny Matic, a solid game from Matic. A solid game. I was impressed with Matic when we versed Tottenham and he came on in the second half. I was very impressed. I thought he was good on the ball. I thought that he brought composure. And so this game, Matic really, you know, had a solid performance. I think you can give Matic a 7 for that performance. Solid. Paul Pogba, 8. 8 out of 10 for Paul Pogba. Magnificent. He was doing things on the pitch that no other midfielder in the world can do. He showed against Spurs what he was capable of, and he's first, okay, it's only 2 games, but he's been consistent in those performances, in top performances. I mean, that skill, there was, at the beginning of the game, in the first half, early first half I think it was, he got the ball in the middle of the pitch, and it was in our half, but in the middle towards the centre line, and there was an incoming midfielder of the opposition team of Sheffield United coming up against him fast, and I could see it. And at that moment, I'm like, Paul Pogba, player one touch, pass the ball on. And immediately when he got the ball and he turned around, he done a step over and he beat the midfielder. Fantastic. Those are things that no central midfielder in the world can do. I think the only central midfielder that can do that is probably Thiago Alcantara at Bayern Munich. So Pogba was doing things, and then the second bits of skill in the second half, that was just atrocious. That was just filthy. That is dirty. I felt like putting the TV off and no longer watching the game. I mean, those are things that no one else is doing in the Premier League. No other midfielder is doing. I mean, he got the ball, he gave a player a nutmeg, and then he still went on to beat another 2 players in the box. Just a pity Anthony Martial took the ball away from him, but I mean, that's something that there's no other central midfielder, guys, in the Premier League that is doing it. There's no other midfielder in the world that can do it. Only Thiago Alcantara, because he's as skillful as Pogba. But there's no one else that can do it like Pogba, and Pogba is doing that. And bear in mind, Pogba is a central midfielder. He's a CM. Oli played him today as a defensive midfielder, and that's what he's doing. So credit to him. He played also, his passing was magnificent. He was pinging the ball, switching wings with the ball, with his left foot, with his right foot. It doesn't really matter. He can do the same. And so fantastic performance by Paul Pogba. 8 out of 10 for Paul Pogba. Just ahead of him in the number 10 role, Bruno. Bruno still hasn't found his passing range, guys. From the first game after lockdown, Bruno still hasn't found his passing range. His passes are hit and miss. He's still mispassing and misplacing a lot of passes. However, he still has that individual brilliance. He still has moments of brilliance. You can still see that there's a top player there, and he still produces those top moments in the game. And so I think you can give Bruno a 7 out of 10. Not as good as Paul Pogba, but he was still decent. He still had some moments of brilliance. So I think a 7 out of 10. He hasn't hit the height that he hit when he first came to us. He still hasn't hit that height, but okay, it's rustiness. We put it down to rustiness, 7 out of 10. Mason Greenwood I'd say he had a quiet or steady game. I'd say he had a steady game. He didn't do too much, but he was tidy in possession. He was good in possession. He never lose the ball. He looks like he's built up some muscle, and he's looking much stronger. Even on the ball, he's looking much stronger. And so I think it was a okay performance from Mason Greenwood. I'll give Mason Greenwood a 6. He never do too much. One good thing about Mason Greenwood is that whenever he gets the ball, he's always looking to shoot. Always looking. He doesn't see anyone else. Like Mason Greenwood plays with blinkers. And the only thing he can see is the net. Only thing. And that's a good thing, guys, because he's going to score goals. Whenever he gets the ball, his first thing is get it out of my feet and take a shot. And he can shoot it left and right. And so he showed some good points. Yes, next game, he still needs to start. Daniel James should not come into the team. Mason Greenwood is showing a level of maturity that Daniel James at 21 doesn't have. And Mason Greenwood is a teenager. So Mason Greenwood needs to keep on that right wing. I think he'll grow into that role. I think it's going to be very difficult for him to get the number 9, because obviously Anthony Martial's at a different level. And Anthony Martial is older than him, and So I think he has to really make a claim on that right wing, until we get obviously Jadon Sancho, who we linked with. So yeah, I think 6 out of 10 for Mason Greenwood. Marcus Rashford. First off, Marcus Rashford won good. He was rusty in the first half. He got assists, don't get me wrong, he got 2 assists. But he could have scored. Marcus Rashford could have scored 2 goals. The one where Anthony Martial played him in, I felt Anthony Martial should have shot. Because that was easy. Martial scores one-on-ones. He's very good one-on-one. He doesn't miss one-on-one. So I was very angry when he never shoots. But obviously he answered to lay his friend in, Marcus Rashford, for a tap in. Unfortunately, Marcus Rashford kicks it wide. Rusty. Then the second chance was when I think he played a 1-2 with Paul Pogba in the edge of the box. Paul Pogba played that, oh my gosh, that chip over a defender. And Marcus Rashford literally kicked air. He swiped past the ball and kicked air. And I mean, that is an easy ball to hit. It's not like, when someone's giving you the ball at the back of you and now you must watch the ball coming over and hit it first time. That's difficult. But the one that Pogba gave, I mean, he's to the side of the ball. You can see the ball. You can see Pogba chipped it. It's close to you. And he kicked air. And he was rusty in the first half. He was big time rusty. I still haven't seen Marcus Rashford running at the fullback in full speed. So, in the first half, he wasn't good at all. But second half, I think he grew into the game much better. Much better, he grew into the game. He gave Anthony Martial his third goal as an assist. So, he grew into the game. He was making some good passes, whooping the ball along the edge of the grass. So, I think Marcus Rashford, because of the 2 assists that he got, a 7. But his overall performance was a 6. But because of the 2 assists, okay, we give Marcus Rashford 7. And then on to the man of the match, Anthony Martial. Killer. Ice cold killer. I'm happy because, as I said earlier on, the 2 goals that he scored, his first 2 goals were proper box number 9 goals. Oftentimes we criticize Marcus Rashford and even we criticize Anthony Martial and even Marcus Rashford because they only want to score spectacular goals. They only want to score spectacular goals. They don't want to score the box number 9 goals, the tap-ins, the scruffy goals. They don't want to score that. But today Anthony Martial showed us that he can score those tap-ins. He can score those number 9 goals. And I was very happy with that. Magnificent. His third goal, oh my gosh. Ice running through his veins. Chipped the keeper like it's training. Like he's in training and he got put one-on-one through goalkeeper in training. Chipped the goalkeeper with ice in his veins. His link-up play was beautiful. His hold-up play was beautiful. He was dropping deep, getting the ball from the midfielders. Fantastic. He never gave the ball away. He was our best player performance-wise. Best. And then he got the goals as well. Hat-trick. This is his first hat-trick of his career. United career. Magnificent performance by Martial. The substitutes, well, they came on late, guys. They came on at 80 minutes. I don't think we can give them a rating. They came on at 80 minutes. They were okay. Oli brought on 5 substitutes. They were okay. They couldn't do much. I mean, 80 minutes. Igalo, to be honest, Igalo had some good opportunities. Igalo could have scored. But okay, we were 3-0 up, so you can't criticize anyone. So, overall, solid performance from United. Overall, it was a good performance from United. I think they showed a very professional performance. They showed that they are the better team. They showed that they are the bigger club. They showed that they have better players. And it is a professional performance from United. So, give Ole Gunnar a rating. I think you have to give Ole a... Let's see. I think we have to give Ole a 7. We have to give Ole a 7 for the simple reason we won. The one thing that I did like what Ole done is he made all 5 substitutes. And he took off the main players that needed to come off. I was very happy with that. I would have wanted him to make the substitutes earlier. Probably 60 minutes he could have took Paul Pogba off. There was no need for Paul Pogba anymore 60 minutes. He could have took some other players. But okay, he made 5 substitutes at the same time. I'm happy that he took 5 players off. He took all our key front players off. I'm very happy with that. He gave them a 10-minute rest. So yeah, give Ole a solid 7. 7 out of 10 for that performance. So yeah, guys, we're really applying pressure to Chelsea. Chelsea's versing who they're versing? Chelsea's versing Manchester City, and by the time you'll watch this video, they'll have versed Manchester City. I'm speaking beforehand here, so the game's gonna start tomorrow. So by the time you'll watch this video, the game will be ended. But I'm pretty sure Chelsea will either draw or lose. Chelsea won't beat City. No way. City are playing the best football in the whole league right now. All their players are looking fit. All their players are looking sharp. So I think that it's a draw or a loss for Chelsea. So it's definitely we are applying pressure to Chelsea, and that's good. I do think that we will get 4th. If not third, we will get 4th. I definitely believe that we will get 4th. And yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited for the next game, guys. Paul Pogba. I'm excited for Paul Pogba. He's shown a level that no other midfielder in the Premier League, central midfielder, in the Premier League has shown right now. So yeah, on to the next, guys. I'll see you there.